What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of Do Some Ish with me. Today we have my lovely wife joining us for the first time. Today's video will focus more on the perspective of a wife or partner of someone who is a motorcycle rider. So to sum it up, we're gonna do a sequence of questions to get the perspective of the person who watches the rider leave or rides backpack with the rider instead of the rider themselves. First question I've got for you is, what was your initial reaction when I told you I wanted a motorcycle?
My initial reaction was fear, just because I've always heard of, people getting into motorcycle accidents or like the potential of getting into an accident, and the possibility of you getting hurt or something worse happening definitely ignited some fear, some anxiety, things of that sort. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't, pushing that on you as well, like my fear all of a sudden turning into your fear. Just how it all came about and stuff is like, it was kind of very fast, which, side note for you guys watching, whenever we think of something, that thing gets done. So Do Some Ish with me is very, very real.
What's your biggest concern when I leave on a ride?
I would say my biggest concern is definitely your safety. I think that you take all the right measures to make sure that you're safe and to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But for sure, I definitely worry about, other drivers. When you were talking about getting your motorcycle license, I asked to compromise on no night riding and no riding when the ground is wet.
Would you say that concern has changed since then, since I started riding?
Yeah, for sure. I think I see, like, especially being able to ride as passenger, I can see like how you drive, and like even certain situations. I feel like we were at an intersection earlier and I saw a car like starting to edge out and I was like, don't do it. But like you already knew to like sit and wait, like you weren't in a rush or anything like that, I think you focus on becoming as, I don't want to say expert, but like as good at something as you possibly can. And I think that helps a lot in changing my mindset about, even though you're new to this, that I have full faith that like within a year you'll be like the rest of these experienced vets.
What makes you feel better when I'm out riding?
It's really, really helpful to have your location when you're out riding. If you're stopped at whatever location, it makes me understand like, oh, something could be up. By me having your location, it's nothing for me to like call like emergency services or get to that location myself. Another thing too is having this Cardo system. You have the ability to answer my phone call and do it safely and as distraction free as possible. I think the Cardo is just one of those accessories that is there's more pros than there's cons, and like it's just that extra added layer of safety. A third thing that you do is you tell me like roughly what your route is gonna be. So like if you say, oh, I'm doing my usual route, like I know it's gonna go here, here, here.
Do you think riding has changed me in any way?
You becoming a rider definitely changed you, but in a positive way. It brought out like your inner child, like little Pedro. Every time you're learning something new, you dedicate like your 110% always. I think it's like a great hobby for you to have. I see the benefit, but it's like one of those things that just allows you to kind of free your mind a little bit. And plus, just riding a motorcycle.
Next question is a really simple one, and feel free to elaborate on it. Do you enjoy riding with me?
Yes, I do. At first, I didn't. But yeah, for some reason today, I feel like super duper relaxed and comfortable. Like I still feel uneasy on like those tight turns, or like when we're coming up to like a stop or an intersection or whatever. But yeah, I do like riding with you. I think it's fun.
The last question I've got for you is, what advice would you give someone whose spouse or partner wants to get a motorcycle?
The rider is the one responsible for their actions, right? So like even in the manner of how they learn how to ride a bike, how they get their permit, so on and so forth. The manner in which they do those things can somewhat provide reassurance to the partner, right? It's also important that the partner is understanding. I know there's like different circumstances for different people, different families, different situations. Then your response is what reassures me. So, you know, for anybody who is a partner to a rider, you should definitely communicate your feelings, but also understand that this is something that the rider is investing their time with, right? So like in this situation, Pedro went after all the things that he was supposed to do to learn as much as he could. That alone was reassuring for me. It's okay to communicate your feelings, and you know, we're all entitled to our concerns and things like that, but he kind of walked me through a lot of the things that he was doing to ensure his safety and to kind of just give me that extra reassurance, which I'm always appreciative and grateful for.
And there you have it, guys. That is where we're gonna wrap this one up. If you guys have any suggestions of future videos, feel free to drop them in the comments. And we hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave some spouses and other partners some insight of you know, how you could find peace with the new endeavor that their partner may be wanting to take on. And if you are on a similar journey, we'd love for you to join us by subscribing to the channel, because every week I am documenting my journey as a rider. My goal is to make your riding journey that much more easier by showing you or sharing the journeys that I encounter on a weekly basis. With that said, until next time, ride safe and do some ish.